Now, where are all your questions? Flushed all the questions down the toilet, or still flushing? Yeah. Yeah, first on the breath, until there is no more thoughts and no more memories coming. Yeah, and then after, we have to set a time. We should not mix up contemplation and calm meditation. Yeah, when we focus on the breath, when we focus on the Buddha, that is called calm meditation. Yeah, to calm the mind down. Once the mind is calm, then we can do contemplation. But in the beginning, you really should, okay, now 40 minutes calm meditation and then 20 minutes contemplation. Yeah? Don't mix that up, because then in the end you don't know what you're doing. Yeah? One time you contemplate, the next time you calm, and you neither get calm nor can you contemplate properly. Yeah? Okay? Yeah. 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 I mean, just then be careful, when you get up, Yeah. Massage if the leg is really numb, don't jump up, Massage the leg first, move it a little bit, before you get up. Yeah. There's no problem. It doesn't die. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, how often do you get a numb leg, while you sleep, you sleep wrongly, or you can't move your arm, and you have to move it around. Yeah? It's like a dead meat, yeah. I mean, it's amazing. Yeah? I mean, you sleep wrongly on the arm, you wake up and you can't move the arm. It's dead. Yeah? And then, after a while it comes back to life. So, don't worry about it in meditation. Yeah? People always think, I'm sitting on my blood vessels, and the flesh dies. It doesn't die so fast. And you don't sit on the blood vessels, you sit on the nerves. Yeah? And the nerve doesn't matter. Yeah? The moment you release the pressure, it comes back to life. Yeah? That's very unpleasant when it comes back to life. Yeah? Okay? Yeah. Oh yeah, this question comes so often, yeah? A monk is not a vegetarian. I mean, the Lord Buddha told us, whatever people eat, that's what we should eat as monks, yeah? If it is meat, then we eat meat. If it is vegetables, then we eat vegetables, yeah? We don't think, yeah? We don't specify, the lay people, no, we can only eat vegetarian food. Yeah? That's not proper for a monk to do. Yeah? So I mean, for you it is not. Yeah? But if you start to kill animals, then you have a problem with meditation. Yeah? But if you just go to the market and buy some meat and then put it into a pan and fry it and eat it, yeah, and enjoy it, I mean, there's no problem. Yeah? Of course it is okay. Yeah? I mean, you remember, yeah? You remember what Devadatta said to the Lord Buddha? Yeah? And how the Lord Buddha scolded him for that? All the monks should live in forests, under trees, and they should all be vegetarians. And then the Lord Buddha reprimanded him, don't say that. Yeah? That's not the Majjhima Patipata, that's not the middle way of practice. That's extreme. Yeah? Of course we can go do some of the extreme, but not all the time. Yeah? So eat whatever you feel like, is good for your body. Yeah? That's what you have to decide. Yeah? If you find fish, very healthy for your body, eat fish. If you find, meat very healthy for your body, eat meat. Yeah? But look at it. Yeah? See. Most people eat the wrong thing because they only eat for their tongue. Yeah? Did you see today how, you saw the food and already the plan for the food was already written down? You just looked at the table where all the food was, yeah? And then you already knew what to take, yeah? So fast, yeah? And you already planned how much to take from this, how much to take from this, how much... The kilesas are too fast, We really can't catch up with the thieves. So you understand that, yeah? Eat, but also look at the body, how you can digest the food. Yeah, be aware of what is going on in the body. And you will know, yeah? I mean, if you have a little bit of awareness, you will know certain kinds of food, are not good, yeah? And then you let it aside, yeah? And other foods are really good, yeah? But about, please, everybody, say, monks have to be vegetarian. No. I mean, in the Theravadan Buddhist tradition, there is no vegetarian monks, yeah? Or there shouldn't be any. Yeah? What? Shakyamuni Buddha. I don't recall anything. Yeah. Why? What was it? Is he vegetarian or what? But then he's not a Buddha. No. He was never a vegetarian. No. I mean, our Buddha was never a vegetarian. I mean, he ate what, and he said, to these monks, you eat what is given to you. And he ate what was given to you. And I think the last meal was even fish, poisoned fish. Huh? No, it was fish. It was a fisher. As if I remember correctly, I might be wrong. But anyway, so this question is cleared, yeah? Okay? Yeah? 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 Yes? Yes? No? Concentrate on the breath or on the Buddha. No. Try it out and you will see your action will go much smoother. Yeah? Yeah? No? Yeah? Yeah? Try it, try it out, and you will see it is more smoother. Yeah, I mean, it comes from the Mahasi Sayadaw method, to really walking slowly. No, I mean in our tradition we walk actually quite fast. Yeah? I mean the faster, one important thing, yesterday I said about walking meditation, there are two things that you should know. Whenever you turn around, you should recollect how long have you been with your object, yeah? And then say, just this one path, I want to be just this one path, yeah? Not for 1 hour, no, just this one path. I want to be with the Buddha or with the breath, yeah? And the other thing that is important for you, if the mind is completely restless, then walk fast. The faster you walk, the more the citta has to do, and the less you have the reminder of the citta, yeah, that doesn't have to walk. This one is much easier to concentrate. If you walk very, very slowly, the citta has a lot of time to go thinking. Yeah? So it is much more difficult to concentrate that part of the citta. Yeah? So that's why sitting meditation is always so much more difficult, because we don't move the body. Yeah? You have to concentrate 100% of the citta. When the citta is moving very slowly, you have to still to concentrate 90% or 80% of the citta. If the body is moving very fast, you only have to concentrate 40% of the citta. And that is much easier. And then you will see, once the citta calms down, the walking will slow down. But it will never become too slow. Okay? Understood that about walking meditation? Don't walk too slow. You only fall asleep. Yeah? Or you go into daydreaming. Yeah? Okay? Yeah? And try it with, of course, also the concentration should be, yeah, on what you're doing. Yeah? When you wash the dishes, you shouldn't look up, yeah? You should look at the dishes, yeah? But your main focus should be on the Buddha or on the breath, yeah? Yeah. Now, it is in the center of the chest, very adjacent to the physical heart. It is not the physical heart. The citta drives through the heart, drives the body. Yeah? And you can see it. An intention arises in the citta, and then the blood pumps up. Yeah? The heart starts to pump, and then the brain gets activity, yeah, and things are done. Open your eyes and see. Everybody can see that if he, cares to look how it works. Citta is intention, then it starts to move the physical heart. The physical heart pumps up, and including the lungs, yeah. And then, the brain guards the activity, and then the intention is sent through the body. Of course, the medical doctors don't know that. Yeah? They think everything starts in the brain. Yeah? No. It all starts in the citta. If you want to think, it starts in the citta. Yeah? And through the citta, the brain and the heart is activated. Yeah? Because if you don't think, there's no activity. The whole body looks like that body. Yeah? Okay? There was so much, we could really, yeah? We're only interested in the outside things, yeah? If they shoot a rocket through the moon or into the other space, yeah? We're interested about this. How this thing, it's amazing, yeah? How this works. And all what we needed to do is, to observe, to look. Yeah? And everything becomes so clear. How it is working, how is the citta driving this body? You don't care, as long as the body goes. As long as we put some food in. No? I mean, people, will say this thing and other people will say that thing, yeah? Now, if you look at the citta, yeah? The citta is the essence, yeah? And part of the citta is the mind. Another part, or you can call it aspect, of the citta is the heart. So the emotion, whenever we call the heart, the emotion and the feeling part, yeah? Huh? And the other part, the other aspect is the rational part. But then there is also, within the citta, there's also greed, hatred and delusion, yeah? And all covered up by avijja. Yeah? So to say that the citta is the mind is completely wrong. It's only one little aspect of the citta. All your characteristics, how you define yourself, are aspects of the citta. You can see the citta as a diamond, yeah? And you look at each facet of the diamond. Each of the facets is one of your characteristic aspects, yeah? So mind is one, what is mind actually? You can't really define it. Yeah? You can define it, it's a rational aspect, yeah? What is it? Is it the right mind? Is it the creative aspect? Yeah? The heart is the emotional aspect? What is it really? It's all definition. Yeah? No, the citta is the citta. Yeah?
So the mind is part of the citta.
That's right.
And there's one cycle you always stress, maybe not the mind anymore.
That probably is the wrong translation because it.
The mind continues. It never used to go to citta. It seldom used to go to citta. Because it's the mind.
Is it in Thai that, doesn't he say the citta?
It's in English.
And he does say it in English?
Oh,
then it's Ajahn Suchat, yeah? Apichat, huh? Yeah. No, it's not correct. Lungta never said it. Yeah? He only talks about the citta. Yeah. Yeah. No, when you read one of the desanas of Lungta Mahaboa, it's always citta, citta, citta. Or he says chitchai, yeah? It's a heart aspect of the citta. Huh? Or then, when he uses mind, then he says another word, yeah?
So I can't remember. We are of the body as well as the citta. So I want to sit now.
Who sits in the plane and flies it? That's right. And the pilot is the citta. And the plane is the body. And without the pilot, the plane cannot fly. Okay? And the citta, when the plane dies or crashes, the pilot goes out and looks for another plane. Yeah? So the citta goes out, and tries another car or plane or whatever it is, or finds another body. Okay? Understood? So the mind is one of the aspects of the citta. The heart is another aspect of the citta. Yeah? Lungta Mahaboa very clearly defines it. Yeah? And when you read some of his talks, you will find citta a lot. Yeah? But maybe for his English listeners, who don't know the term citta, that's why he uses mind, but actually he will confuse people. Yeah.
Second is, just I didn't catch what you said about do not those tone, Nanda, how many people in heaven, I didn't hear it properly.
Do you see that bull over there? How many horns does he have? Probably 2. I don't see a bull with more than 2 horns. And how many hairs does he have on his fur?
Oh, how many hairs?
Millions. And these are the ones who go to hell, and the ones who go to Nibbana or to heaven. Yeah. It's too descriptive, yeah? Let's just stay with masses are going through the broad door and only a few going the stony path that leads to heaven. No, it's so easy. It's so easy to go to hell, and it's so difficult to go to heaven. Yeah? Come a little bit closer. I mean, it's difficult for me to catch up. It's close. Yeah. To the physical heart. I mean, there are two kinds of thoughts. The citta can have thoughts. The citta can have feelings. Yeah. I mean, the thoughts normally come from the brain. Yeah. I mean, I have really difficulties with the concept mind, yeah? I mean, if somebody can explain me what actually is the mind, yeah? I mean, we use it constantly, yeah? Is it the rational aspect of the, yeah? Is it the creative aspect? What is the mind, yeah? Normally we call it, I mean, the thinking mind, yeah? So, I mean, if you call it the think tank, okay, think tank, yeah? Yes, that happens in the brain, yeah? But the moment we got this body, we programmed this brain, yeah? So, I mean, if the brain has lots of synapses, we program it to be able to think, yeah? But when the citta goes and leaves the body, it still can think. But it's a different kind of thinking, yeah? When the citta leaves the body, it still can feel. It still can communicate. We don't actually need this body to communicate or to feel or to think. Yeah? There are beings, who don't have a body and still feel and think, yeah? And create. But they don't need a body, because they think, it's so bothersome to have this body. I mean, wherever you go, you have to carry 50 to 100 kilograms of meat with you. Yeah? Yeah? Leave it up the steps. Okay, understood? No. Yeah. Yeah, but the intention to think comes from the citta. When you look very closely, yeah, I mean, the intention for a thought comes from the citta, and the citta says in which direction I want to think, yeah, and the rest is done processed in the brain. Yeah?
And from the Buddhist point of view, the mind is in the citta.
It is an aspect of the citta. I mean, have you ever seen a diamond? It has lots of facets. And each of the facets, is just a facet of the diamond. And the citta is the nature of the diamond. But because of all the facets, we can't see the nature. Yeah?
In the Buddhist point of view, the mind is here, not here. Correct?
I mean, I never seen, the Lord Buddha talk about the mind, yeah? Huh? I mean, he always says, citta vivasika or whatever it is, yeah? I mean, we translate it as mind moment, yeah? But actually it's a citta moment, yeah?
So we just understand it as the citta is here,
yeah.
intention,
yeah.
They connect to the thoughts.
Yeah. You drive a car? Do you drive a car? Yeah. So if you want to accelerate, what you do? Yeah, you push it. Yeah, and what does the engine have to do? It has to translate that into speed or into movement. Yeah. So you push, yeah? The driver pushes the accelerator, yeah? And the engine does the rest. So the citta formulates a thought, and the brain does the rest.
Every thought has citta. Every thought.
Yeah,
Citta.
of course.
Citta drives the
Yeah,
thoughts.
yeah. It drives the whole body. Yeah. So when the citta is completely quiet, there's nothing going on in this body. There's not even breath. There's not even heartbeat. the body is completely dead. Yeah? Just like when the driver in the car sleeps, the car doesn't go anywhere. Yeah? The moment the driver wakes up, then he starts the car. Yeah?
It's our intention.
The intention is the most important thing. Yeah? And the intention always comes from the citta, it never comes from the brain. Yeah? The brain is just our tool, yeah, to translate things into motion. Yeah? Okay? Understood now? And don't worry too much about the concepts of mind and heart, Yeah? Actually, I'm very restless. Yeah? Yeah?
In real practice, during the meditations, it's totally different from what we hear from the books. So we see it's actually like, for example, where I use, during the meditation, where I can see the intention and action.
Mm-hmm.
So from that meditation, it teaches me like, before we want to speak something,
Yeah?
there's a really intention there.
Yeah?
And the intention is driven by greed, desire. So ever in that space when I can see that
Yeah?
clearer before the action. So like, and this intention, that I have to be mindful
Yeah?
before the action takes. If I'm not mindful, whatever the intention is, drive me to the
Yeah?
action. The action will go straight without.
Yeah? So how is it different from what I explained?
My second question is like, can we actually trust that this so-called how should I say, the wisdom that came in this space, which it teach like you have to be mindful all the time, like your intention.
Yeah?
That is the real practice of mindfulness in place. Because when you hear mindfulness,
Do I always talk about mindfulness? I talk about awareness.
Yeah.
And awareness is much more. I mean, if you have not understood the difference between awareness and mindfulness, then I can't help you. When I say what is awareness, is actually mind emptiness. Yeah? The heart is completely empty. And you see exactly what is going into the heart or what is going into the citta. Yeah? I mean, I use normally heart, but because I don't want to use citta. Whatever goes into the citta, we are aware of. Yeah? And the intention. Yeah? I mean, you said something that is not correct. Yeah? The intention can come from the Dhamma, the intention can come from greed, it can come from things, but greed doesn't come first. Yeah? We don't know where the intention is coming from. We can only see once the intention comes from which side it is coming. Yeah? So what you see is the intention. Yeah? What you see is the feeling. Yeah? What you see is the thought. What you see is the memory coming into the citta, and that triggers something else. Yeah? At the moment you don't have any intention. Yeah? You don't have the intention to think, but a thought can occur. Yeah? A thought can occur before an intention to react or do something. Yeah? Because they're passing by. Yeah? It's not something that you consciously, intentionally want to do. Yeah? So awareness is the thing, it's not mindfulness. Yeah? Get it? Aware is being aware of whatever is within the citta. Yeah? So in order to understand the process, what is going on. Yes, and of course you have to be aware all the time. Otherwise you won't understand. Huh? Try to set up a complex physical experiment, yeah? And if you just, that lasts for 2 hours, yeah? And then you get thirsty or you need to go to the toilet and you come back, you have to start the physical experiment again. Yeah? Because you didn't catch it. You have to catch every step of it. Yeah? That means your awareness has to be at the speed of the citta. Yeah? And there are 3,000 moments within the blink of an eye. Yeah? And if you miss one moment, you might not understand. So you have to repeat the experiment until you see everything. Once you see every step, you understand it and you let go of it. The citta lets go of it. Yeah? You can't make the citta let go.
So the awareness of mindfulness is no problem, no? It's just from the awareness that each and every moment in our
Yes.
activities, at all times.
It's not activities. Activities are already coming afterwards. Yeah? It's knowing. Yeah? I mean, you don't have to talk about awareness. It's knowing what comes into the citta. At all times. Yeah? Yeah. That's not easy if you want to understand. Yeah? I mean, now, maybe, yeah? And if you talk, then talk about sati. You know, that is clear. Yeah? Anapana sati. Yeah? And when the Lord Buddha, you know, I explained it before, the Lord Buddha said there is one shortcut to Nibbana. And that is sati 24 hours a day for 7 days. Without lapse. Yeah? Now you can judge your own sati, you know, and then you know how many lives you need. Yeah? Sati is the important thing. And that sati is what I translate. You know, it's my translation is awareness because I find it's one of the better translations. Yeah? But the awareness, yeah, the awareness of knowing what is going on inside the citta. We can be completely mindful, but we don't even know what is happening in the citta. So that's not sati. A thief can be completely mindful, or he has to be completely mindful of his robbing, yeah? I mean, when he tries to open the safe, you know, I mean, absolutely. But he's not aware of what is going on in his citta, because he would feel bad, or he would feel the fear, you know, being caught and things like that. Yeah? And he wouldn't do that a second time. It's too much stress, yeah? But he can be extremely mindful, or they have to be if they want to be successful. Yeah? Okay, understood?
Citta is always changing. So in Nibbana, citta is also always changing.
I mean, when you talk about the manifold citta that your personal citta, then it is always changing because, I mean, your character is always changing, yeah? When you talk about the nature of the citta, there's nothing changing. I mean, Nibbana is the eternity.
It is empty, the citta is just empty.
I mean, why do you want to know about these things, you know? I mean, you have enough trouble with your daily life, you know? I mean, how is it, you know, when I reach Nibbana, yeah? I mean, I told you, if you really want to know, go into Appana Samadhi, then you see. There's nothing changing, yeah? I mean, when the water, you know, when the water from the rain drops back into the ocean, what can you say about it? Is it changing? Water is just water. That's the essence of our citta. But as long as the essence of our citta is held by the water drop or by avijja into a form, then this form is constantly changing. Yeah? Just like your character. You just think about 10 years ago, what did you do? Yeah? And now what you're doing. Yeah? I mean, things are changing. Yeah? Your ideas, your opinions, your views, yeah? Your character is changing. Yeah? Some people get worse, other people get better. Yeah? Your thoughts are changing, yeah? Your body is changing. Your feelings are changing. Everything is constantly changing, yeah? But the nature is not changing. So if you want to know what the nature is like, yeah, get there, yeah? Just get the mind to one point, and then you will see for yourself, yeah? And when you come out, you can't explain it. Yeah. How can you explain something, that is beyond this dualistic universe? All what you can say, you can hint of, yeah? It's clear knowingness, that is my best description, yeah? But it can be I could also call it complete emptiness, yeah? But it's not true, because it's not empty, but it's empty of self, yeah? Whatever, everything, it's not the correct way, to describe it. Go there for yourself, see for yourself, that's what the Lord Buddha says, when we chant to the Lord Buddha, open your eyes and see for yourself, yeah? I can only show you the path to it, yeah? I can't show you the results. You have to open your eyes, yeah? But they are so heavy, our eyelids, they're so heavy. We wake up, I don't want to open, I don't want to see this world, yeah? Okay, understood? Yeah? Don't speculate about anything, speculate about how to make the most effort, now, right now, at this moment, yeah?
Then how to practice with fear?
Yeah.
When the fear starts to arise,
Yeah.
we just focus on here.
Yeah.
When the fears become stronger and stronger, then we just watch the fear. How to practice with fear?
Yes. If you want, you can investigate fear and say, what is fear? There is fear. Yeah? Don't say, I'm afraid. Because then you can't do anything. Say, there's fear. Then watch it. And the moment you concentrate on this fear, it's gone.
So if I in a kuti with a snake,
Yeah.
so,
But that's a different thing, because the thought of the snake always comes up, and creates a fear again. Yeah? Well, then you just repeat Buddha, Buddha, Buddha. Don't concentrate on the snake. Yeah? Just imagine to be bitten by it, and that you die slowly, and then concentrate on that fear, yeah, and repeat Buddha, 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 and then you're gone.
But shouldn't you get out of the kuti?
What?
Somewhere else.
No.
No, you should stay inside the kuti and keep
Yeah.
practicing with the snake.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why not? The snake will not do anything to you, yeah? It just watches you, Maybe it's a deva snake. You just test it. Just like there were deva tigers, yeah? The moment the monk wanted to get up, tiger, yeah? Then he went back. Meditation. It's so tired. Then he wanted to get up, tiger, So he meditated through the whole night. So the tiger helped him. Well, nice, yeah? Some of us would need, a tiger like that, at home. You wouldn't go to sleep. You wouldn't get tired, yeah? You wouldn't fall not over, yeah? You wouldn't fall over. It's nice, huh? Yeah. You have to cope with fear. You have to die. Yeah? And if you don't scare the snake, it won't bite. If you try to chase it out, then you might be bitten. Yeah? Just tell it. Yeah? Leave me. I'm afraid of you. Just go. I want to meditate. And then it might go.
It might come closer and closer to you.
You can. Sit on your lap. It sometimes can happen, yeah?
And just
Yeah.
move and
Don't move.
keep moving.
Just like with any animal, don't move, yeah? I mean, you're all city people, yeah? Live in the forest, and you get used to it. I mean, yes, for me it was the same thing, yeah? I mean, the first time, coming to the forest, with snakes, and all sorts of scorpions, centipedes, yeah? All, they're all poisonous, yeah? I was very carefully, just walking on the path, yeah? After 2 or 3 years of going through the forest, yeah? You just get used to it, yeah? I mean, if the animals are going to bite you, it is because of your own carelessness, yeah? Or because of your karma. So, choose. If you're walking, with sati through the forest, if it is not your karma, you will not be bitten. Yeah? And monks are very seldomly bitten. Or even by a tiger. Normally not, yeah? I mean, if they are practicing monks. I don't know about studying monks, they're probably. We are all to die, and if you die, you just get a new body, yeah? Come back. Might be even better. But fear is something that can drive us mad. Yeah? And that's why we need the Buddha. And fear is driven by thoughts, by memories, by imagination. Yeah? So, then you really have to put a fast track in. Buddha, 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 Buddha. And if the fear is strong enough, you end up in Appana Samadhi. Use that opportunity. I mean, the monks searched for this opportunity when they were with Lumpu Man. Yeah? They knew there's a tiger every night coming this path, They sat in the middle of this path, faced it up, yeah? When they heard the tiger coming, oh, Buddha, 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 Buddha. And then the tiger passed by.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
How many times is it that? Maybe once in 100 times, 99 months are eaten up.
Yeah. I mean, of course, if the monk is completely fearful, and moves around, then it might happen. Yeah? But normally they just disappear because they don't see. Yeah? I mean, an animal has to see some life form. Yeah? And if you enter Appana Samadhi, you're dead.
Maybe the monks are so pure.
Yeah, probably, yes. That was also the case, yeah. They were pretty pure at that time. Yeah, I mean, yes. But also, rely on your karma, yeah. I mean, you're born, with a certain, amount of years, that you can live, yeah. And this amount of years, are given to you, yeah? And if the time is over, no matter if a tiger, eats you, or if a plane crashes and you die, I mean, it's the same thing. Yeah? You will die at the time, that was given to you. Yeah? So don't worry. Yeah?
Ajahn, I read something or heard some talk. Buddha did teach the monk to chant protection chant. When there's a snake,
Yeah.
chant
Yes.
the protection chant.
Yeah.
King
There is.
Cobra actually right in front, the foot is open.
Um,
Just slowly split down and
Yeah.
just go.
Yes. There are protection chants for snakes, yes. There are also protection chants, there are quite a lot of protection chants.
Should we chant?
Yeah, of course you can chant, I mean, if you're not good at sati, I mean, you should rather chant. Yeah, you can read it, I mean, I assume, there are chanting books in English, yeah? I mean, where you can see all the protection charts.
Snakes are deaf.
Yeah?
Snakes are deaf. They are sensitive to rage.
Not only snakes, yeah? I mean, I normally talk to snakes, yeah? When I saw a king cobra, I said, I mean, you're living too close to my kuti, I'm deadly afraid of you, yeah? I mean, why don't you move a little bit somewhere else, yeah? Now I go and, I have my shower. When I come back, please be somewhere else. When I came back, it was gone. Yeah? You can talk to them, yeah? And talk in a nice way. Yeah? They are just as scared as you are. Yeah? The only animal you can't talk to is a bear. A bear hits first, before he asks. Yeah? That's the only animal, that is so scared that it hits first. Yeah? So, of a bear, you should be really aware. Yeah? I mean, because he's unpredictable. Yeah? Any other animal, especially tigers, are very predictable. Or snakes. Yeah? Don't worry so much, worry about your sati, yeah? I mean, all these other things. I mean, here in this meditation hall, there's no snake, yeah?
Because I'm going into the forest.
You're going to the forest, yeah?
Now, I'm just contemplating that whether we should use wisdom, whether it's considered as wisdom. I mean, if the snake is there and then you're not leaving the room and then you choose to sit there to meditate with the snake.
Yeah.
Is that considered as wisdom or is it an ego thing?
No. I mean, it can be all. It can be an ego thing, it can be, it can be dealing with fear, it can be a sati training, I mean, it depends on how you do it, yeah? It's just the same with fasting, people are fasting to boost up the ego. See, I can fast for 3 or 4 weeks, yeah? Others, just take it, to reduce the power of the kilesas. It's a knife. Yeah? You can use it to stab people, you can use it to heal people. Yeah?
So sit with the snake.
I mean, whatever is the situation, I mean, I cannot tell you what to do, yeah? I mean, have sati, and you will know what to do, yeah? Huh? It's just like he asked me, what shall I do, if somebody comes, in my airplane and holds a gun to my face, yeah? Let I shoot him, tell him, okay, go ahead, shoot, yeah? I'm not going to change my flight of plan, yeah? I don't know. Really. I have to be in this situation, and then look at my heart and then do what my heart tells me to do. Yeah? I probably would say, go out, but maybe I wouldn't say. Yeah? Come on. I don't know. And we're constantly talking about this unconditioning ourselves, and now you try to condition yourself. You know what a condition is? When the snake sits in my room, I will behave like this. This is conditioning. Huh? Are we not trying to uncondition ourselves? Huh? What shall I do? I mean, that is it. Yeah. It's like some of the women ask, if every man becomes a monk, then humanity dies. That's not going to happen. If, yeah? Condition, if, then, else, yeah? You could ask the same question, if every woman becomes a nun, yeah, and humanity dies as well. Yeah? Stupid question, yeah? That's what we are in the present moment. In the present moment, there's always a solution. Yeah? If you want to think about your future, have you not noticed that the future that you were dreaming about was never coming? Huh? And you still do it? Isn't that considered to be foolish? Okay, so, any more questions?
When the students searching for a teacher, how the student find the right teacher? Because it seems like there are quite a number of good teachers out there.
Yeah. I mean, whatever your heart tells you, I told you, the Lord Buddha said, if you're with a very kind teacher, says, okay, you're good, you're good, just practice a little bit, and there's some good food, now rest a little bit, yeah, and your practice doesn't develop, you should leave, yeah. If there's a teacher, who constantly scolds you, whatever you do, why don't you do it right, why don't you do it right, And you learn a lot, and after a while, just like me, I'm getting fed up, constantly scolding people, and then I chuck them out, yeah? And then the Lord Buddha said, crawl back, because that is the one where you learn something. The other one who just pats your back, you don't learn anything. Yeah? It's the same, with the location. He says, where there is food, hard to get by, but your practice develops, stay there. Yeah? If there's plenty of food, and all what you do is sleep, then leave that place.
So the chemistry, heart-to-heart chemistry.
Sati, sati, sati. You think, stop thinking and live. Experience things with the heart. You're constantly think. Yeah. Stop this thinking and then you will live in a world of experience. Yeah? And then just things fall into place. Yeah? Because there is a natural, there's a natural movement, all the things, yeah? And all what you do then is go with the flow. Yeah? And then you don't have to ask all these questions. What am I going to do when I'm in Nibbana? Am I then a dead vegetable who doesn't have any feelings anymore? Can I still move? Yeah? Can I still eat? Yeah? Do I still enjoy this kind of food or that kind of food? What's that? Be in the present moment, that's all what you need to do. And that is hard enough to train. Okay? More questions? And be aware, yeah? Have sati all the time. And you don't have very much sati, yeah?
Ajahn, what you said just now about people scolding, the teachers scolding pupils.
Mm-hmm.
Nowadays in modern world, present world, nobody likes it.
No.
That's why we are going downhill. They take it very negatively.
Yes.
Instead of improving
I know.
this teacher, this person who scolded is for your own. But they take it negatively.
Yeah,
And
I know.
Education system now, in Singapore at least, the teachers, they don't scold the
I know.
pupils. They don't care like
Not in Singapore, not in Germany, not in Malaysia, not in Thailand.
So a lot of people now think it's scolding as something negative.
Yeah.
Instead of thinking that person will scold you, that teacher wastes a lot of energy, and your teachers at heart to teach you, to make you correct.
Yeah.
So like just now you say, we don't change to other people's whims and fancy. Actually, we must have the wisdom and mindfulness to think whether that person teaches is right or wrong.
Yeah.
If it's correct, we should change. We change for ourselves, and we change to be a better person.
Yeah, I mean,
This
the
gentleman asked, it's very difficult to find monks who are very strict.
you don't find them very often.
It's very easy to
And-
please people. Actually, very easy.
No, I mean, I find it a very hard job to please people.
Is it?
Yeah.
Very easy. Everybody likes to hear good words.
No, it's a very hard job,
In
yeah.
fact, parents now, my friends, they don't scold their children. They're scared. If they scold their children run away.
Yeah.
Instead of losing the children,
I know. I've heard about all these things, and I feel sorry for these people.
Yeah.
I feel sorry for the children, yeah. I feel sorry for the parents, yeah.
that's the sad things nowadays.
But be reminded of one thing, like some of the senior monks or wise monks in Thailand said, all the beings that are born right now are the beings, who just have a prison break from hell. So, don't worry about this. They are born, as human beings, just to go to hell again. Just like, we give a release to the prisoners, for 3 days or 4 days to go out in the world and then they go back into prison. Or after 20 years, we release them out of prison, and 3 days later they do a deed, that they go back to prison. Because they love it so much. At least, it's confined, they know what is happening. Yeah? The world can be quite frightening. No, you don't find very often teachers that scold. And if I want to be a teacher, I want to have 20 people sitting around, that's not a good teacher. Yeah? That's not a famous teacher. A famous teacher has to have thousands of disciples. Yeah? And to have thousands of disciples, or 10,000s of disciples, you have to please the people. Yeah? If you constantly scold them, you end up with 3 or 4. Yeah?
Easier.
And I even say these 3 or 4, leave me any time, you can't bear my scolding. Yeah? I'm happier by myself than, being responsible for other people. The freedom is not, to please other people. That is as difficult or sometimes more difficult than to scold other people. The freedom is to be alone. That is my highest freedom. When I was in the cave, nobody bothered me. I was all there alone. Yeah? And I was there most happiest. Yeah? Now you have to look after this person, after that person. You have to see what he's doing, constantly observing, other people. That's hard work. Huh? And then you scold them, You scold them 1 time, you scold them 10 times, and they still do the same thing, After 4 years, they still do the same problem. They still do the same mistakes. Yeah? As if they wouldn't learn anything. That's tough. So you have to chuck them out sometimes. Oh, I don't want to see your face anymore.
Ajahn, you scold us about compassion.
That is something that you have to decide. Huh?
Just her. Not us, just her.
If I scold somebody, I probably would scold you. But you're not my disciple, so what's the point of scolding you? Yeah?
Ajahn, maybe the word scolding is wrongly used to admonish.
What?
Admonish better.
Yeah.
The word scolding
Yeah.
is very negative. If you use the word admonish,
Yeah.
Ajahn admonish us because of our.
Yeah. Yes, whatever. You can use whatever word you like, if you think admonish is better, then say admonish, If you think, yeah.
For a person to receive us, it's
Yeah.
easier to be more amenable. They say, what's that?
It doesn't matter, to the person, it really doesn't matter. If you scold him or admonish him, he will take it the same way. Because you admonish him, yeah, and that's the same way, as scolding him. Yeah? For that person that receives it. It doesn't matter how you express it. Yeah? But, I see your point that you're making, yeah. Of course it is admonishing him, yeah. But admonishing can have a lot of different degrees. Sometimes it can be a very fierce admonishment, yeah. Just like the Lord Buddha. You foolish, yeah? whatever he said, I don't remember, but it was pretty harsh what he said to his monks. Yeah? You foolish monks, but not only that. Yeah? How can you have this kind of animal talk? Yeah? I mean, that is quite fierce. Yeah? Try to say that to somebody. Yeah? Huh? How can you have that animal talk? Yeah? I mean, what would you call that? Scolding or admonishment? It depends on you. Yeah? But I do understand your point of view. Yeah? No, you really have to. Huh? I mean, when you look at how Luang Pu Man did it, I mean, wow! I mean, he was really cutting. Yeah? I mean, Luang Dhamma Boa said it was lighting of fires all, for 3 hours, yeah, until that person gave in, yeah? Until the conceit of that person. Yeah? He had to bowl down for 3 hours. Yeah? Would you call that scolding or admonishing? I would say scolding, yeah. Scorching, yeah. Even worse. It depends on, yeah. I mean, if a person is easily admonishable, then you just say a thing, and then thank you, and then he corrects himself, yeah. If a person, or if a monk is very difficult to admonish, yeah. What did the Lord Buddha advise, yeah? Not talk to him. Leave him outside. Never ever even, utter a word to him. Yeah? Until he sees his fault. Yeah? I mean, he had some quite harsh measures. Yeah? And at that time, there weren't only good monks around him. Yeah? When you look at all the Vinaya, yeah? So, anyway, let's close it down, yeah?